Hi guys, I'm live. It's Jimmy here. How you guys doing? This may tank, and this may I can just delete it if it does. But something tells me this is something I haven't tried. Well, I haven't tried this. Something tells me I should maybe give this a try. I had said that I might start writing music on tablature, literally. I mean, on staff paper, literally writing music, and maybe I would go live doing it with you guys. So I'm giving it a shot. Nobody likes it. Well, I'm sorry, but let me just give it a try anyway. And I'm not pulling any punches. I don't have a guitar in my hand. I don't have music playing in the room or anything like that. It's just from my head, and I'm gonna just go. I'm just going live while I compose some stuff just on staff paper. I just thought I'd try that. So here goes. I hope you guys like it. Love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll. The hardest thing for me is writing the treble clef. It's a G clef, but let me just see if I can write it right here. That's not probably right, but the way they do it, it emphasizes this second to bottom line, which is a G note, and that's why the clef looks like an elaborate G, like a G, like the letter G, because it's emphasizing for some reason it's emphasizing the G, which is the fourth line from the top, or the second line from the bottom, which is a G note. And that's why it's called the treble clef, or that's why the treble clef is also called the G clef, and that's why they do that. For the bass clef, they do something like this, and it has two dots like that, and that's an elaborate F, and that's for the bass clef, and it emphasizes the second line from the top, or the fourth line from the bottom, which is an F note in the bass clef, which is also called the F clef. I'm not going to write in that. In fact, I could write in the grand staff, which has the grand staff has both. It has a treble clef on top and a bass clef on the bottom. I might write like that. We'll see what happens, and that's interesting. And then middle C, if this line here is F and this line here is G, and it's all one clef, then the line in the middle, which would be the line above the bass clef, or the line below the treble clef, would be a C note. So that would be that's a C whole note, and that's a C whole note as well, because C would be C is a fifth above F, and that would be two lines above the F, which it is, and then a C is also a fifth below G, and that would be two lines below the G, and it is. So the middle, like you have 11 lines, kind of. The top 5 is the treble clef, the bottom 5 is a bass clef, and if there's an imaginary, but you can draw it, middle 11th line, which is the middle C, and that's how the grand staff is arranged. But that's not me writing any music, that's just me explaining the clefs for a second. So let's just say for now I'm going to write in the treble clef only, because I'm got to start somewhere. So let's try to just try it on this clef. Try to write a G here. How do you do that? You just go. I don't know. It looks bad, but that's my G clef. Best I could do at the moment. So let's just start writing some music and see what happens. Okay, let's pick a key. I want to pick B major for my key, and that has 5 sharps because it's a half step. It's a minor. It's a half step below C, which has no sharps and no flats. So to write this key, first you have to write the key signature of 5 sharps. You do that, and you have to write the sharps in a particular order, which is along the circle of fifths from going from F to C, F to B, F, C, G, D, A, E, B. That's the order of the sharps. The order of the flats is reversed from B to F, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. But I'm going to do this. I'm doing a sharp key. So the first 5 sharps are F, C, G, D, and A. So I got to write those. Let's write it on F. There's an F with a little sharp. That's an F sharp. And then I got to do a C sharp. So that would be right here. And then I got to do a G sharp, which is down here. Then I got to do a D sharp, which is up here. Then I do an A sharp, which is right here. So that's the 5 sharps. I might have written them in a funny, I don't know if I wrote them compact enough or whatever, but that's the 5 sharps that make me in the key of B major. I just picked that key. So, okay, so I'm in the key of B major. Let's see what I want to compose in this key. Let's start with a B major triad. I'm going to write it in root position. So let's write a B note. Well, first I have to have a time signature too. And I don't know if the time signature comes after the key signature or before, but let's make it 4/4 time. So I don't know if it's supposed to come after or before, but I'm going to write 4/4. Hope I did that right. Maybe it's the key signature after the time signature, but maybe it's, I don't know which. So I'm just going to write it the way I did it was this. And then I think you make a line to start. That just starts your line. It's going to be the line at the start of the first bar. I'm in 4/4 time and I'm in the key of B major. Let's write a B major triad in root position. So B note is here we go. It's right here. Okay, I'm gonna write a quarter note, a B quarter note. So I'm gonna write, I go like this, and I'm gonna go like that. So that's a B note. It's got one staff but no flag, so it's a quarter note. And then I'm gonna write a D sharp, which is right here. That's the third of the B major triad, and then I'm going to write a B, C, D sharp, E, and F sharp right up here. You know, I shouldn't have wrote that flag up. I should have wrote it down because you go the opposite way, don't you? You don't go. Sorry about that. See, I'm learning. So that's a B major triad, even though I wrote it kind of funny there. Yeah. And then let's finish it with going down to the third. So let's go down to the third. Okay. So that's B, D sharp, F sharp, D sharp, and that's the first bar. And it's just 4 quarter notes. And forgive me for this flag having to get marked out. That's what happened. That's a B major triad. Let's do, let me think. I got to think of the music, how the music's going to sound in my head here. Let me think here. Let's write an F sharp. Let's write an F sharp major triad. Okay. All right. So I'm going to play the F sharp major triad, and I'm going to do it in, let's see. B, 1, 2, 3. Wait, something's every good. Oh, I got the wrong. I messed up there. I want to do an E major triad. B, C. I want to do an E major triad, not an F sharp major triad, not yet. Yeah, let's do an E major triad. See, I'm learning from this, and let's do it in. Let's do the E major triad in second inversion. So it's going to start with a B note, and then it's going to do I mean E major triad. Gosh, man, I got F on the brain. It's an E major triad, so it's going to start with a B. There's the B quarter note, and then an E, and then a G, and then I'll go back down to the E, like that. Okay. That's a second inversion of E major triad. I had F on the brain for some reason. So that's B major triad to E major triad. And now I'm going to go to a G sharp minor triad. So let's do G sharp minor. How am I going to do that? Let's see. G sharp minor. I could go, let's do it in root position. So G sharp minor, it's right here, and this goes up. I think it goes like that. And it's in root position. G sharp minor is G sharp to B, to G sharp to B, to to D sharp. And that is up here, which would be like that. Okay. So that's G sharp to B to D sharp, and then I'm going to go back down to B. So this line would go up or down, doesn't matter. You can do either one. B is the middle. You can go up or down with the flag. Yeah. So that's G sharp minor, and then I'm going to go to I'm going to finally do the F I wanted to do so bad. F sharp major. So let's do F sharp major, and let's do it like I tried to think of doing the E, but let's do F sharp major. Let's see what I want. I know what I want to do. Okay, I'll do F sharp major. So let's start with F sharp. This goes up. That's F sharp. F sharp. Then I do A sharp. Let's do A sharp like this. And then let's do C sharp. Like that. And then let's do A sharp again. And this one would go up. And that would be the fourth bar. And yeah. And now since I didn't have a guitar, I could play it, but then I'm going to leave that up to you guys. I could get the guitar out and play it, but what does that show? What does that prove? That's my piece for now. That's 4 bars, and then just repeat. And then I don't know how you do repeat. I forget how to do that. I don't know. You just put 2 dots and that means repeat or something. But I'm just telling you verbally, just repeat that. And the chords would be, this would be B major. That's the chord. This is E major. This is G sharp minor. And then this is F sharp major. So I went B major, E major, G sharp minor to F sharp major, and then repeat. That's my little piece for today. That's the first music I've ever written. Like, I've never done this in my life ever. I've never just sat down and written music on a tablature. on a staff paper with no instrument in hand. No, I take that back. I did a class here. I did a class called Fundamentals of Music in college. Let me prove that for a second. Yeah, across my room here. Let me show my grades here for a second. While we're here, might as well, right? Proof is in the pudding, right? As they say. Right here. Where is it? Fundamentals of Music. I got a B, 3 units. It was my second semester of my sophomore year. So I have done this a little bit in that class. Love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.